Hey guys, Crypto Dad here again, and I'm holding in my hand what looks to be a very official letter from Ledger. Now, it's got the Ledger logo here at the top, and on the second page, it has a very official signature of the Ledger CEO. Of course, I have the QR code covered up, but your question is probably, is this thing for real? Or is it some kind of scam? And what should I do if I receive one of these in the mail? So stick around. I'm going to tell you right now. All right, so I'm not going to keep you in suspense any longer. This is a total scam. This is not a letter from Ledger. But a lot of people are convinced by this because it is a bona fide letter delivered to their mailbox. And so the assumption here is that this must be a real thing. So don't fall for this. It is, in fact, a total scam, but it does look very official. Another thing about it that is insidious is the process of convincing you that this is legitimate. And they use fear and greed. Most scammers use fear and greed, but this letter focuses mostly on fear. Now, this particular strain of letter is the validation letter, claiming that in order to use your wallet or secure your wallet, that you have to go through this so-called validation process. There is no such thing. You don't need to validate your wallet in any way or form, especially from a letter. But they scare you into thinking that you may have backed up your wallet incorrectly, or that your wallet isn't going to function anymore unless you go through this so-called validation process. Now, the key to the scam here is the QR code, which is covered up. It's on the first and the second page. What they're trying to do is get you to scan the QR code with your phone. Once you scan that QR code, you're going to be taken to a malicious website. Now, the website, the malware on the website, and we use that term loosely, is not really going to infect your phone and somehow steal your crypto if you just scan it. This is a very low-tech scam. In its execution. What they're trying to do is trick you into revealing your 24-word seed phrase. They're going to take you to a very official looking page on your phone, and they'll probably walk you through some initial steps, and invariably they're going to fail. And then you're going to be asked to enter that recovery phrase. They'll say something like, well, the validation process is inconclusive or something like that, and they'll ask you to enter your seed phrase. Well, that's their goal. For those of you who are not aware, entering your seed phrase or revealing it to someone else is a big, big no-no. If they get a hold of your seed phrase, they will have access to all of the wallets that you've created on your hardware device. Now, I know this is confusing. A lot of people think that the hardware device is some sort of locked safe. Well, it is, but the backup phrase is created for your convenience. If you were to lose your device, if your device becomes lost, stolen, or damaged, you can get a brand new device and use the recovery phrase to regain access to all of your wallets. That's what the backup phrase is designed to do. But if you reveal your backup phrase to anyone else, they will be able to do the exact same thing. They can import that seed phrase and have full access to all of your crypto, and then they can transfer it somewhere else, and you will be watching helplessly as your crypto balances go to zero. So do not do this. Now, this, as I mentioned, is the validation flavor of the letter. I believe there's a newer one going around now. Yes, this one. This seems to be the current flavor of scam now, and they're using the transaction check scam for you. This is pretty insidious because Ledger just recently added the transaction check security feature to their wallet. Now, the transaction check is entirely optional. You don't have to use it, but what it does is does a double check before you execute a swap to see if there's anything malicious going on. So it's just an extra layer of protection when you're doing DeFi using your Ledger device. But because it's new, there are a lot of people confused about it. They don't quite understand whether it's necessary or not. It's a good safety feature, but it is not necessary, and it is entirely optional. But this letter tries to trick you into thinking that it is a mandatory feature and that you must implement it by this date of July 30th, 2025, according to this letter. And so they're using the same old song and dance. They're trying to make you think that something is going to go wrong, something is going to expire, your wallet will become unfunctional, whatever the term you might want to think. But it's the same old song and dance. They're trying to get you to scan the QR code. It's going to take you to a malicious website that looks like Ledger, looks very official, and at some point they're going to ask you to enter your recovery phrase. And that's it, right? It is a low-tech scam. There are no talented hackers that created this insidious malware that's going to reach inside your computer or your device and suck your crypto out. That is not how this works. You are the target. You are the weak link. They're trying to trick you into just giving them access. If a thief is trying to break into your house, they can wear black and use grappling hooks and lock picks to gain access to your house. And that requires training and tools, but it's so much easier to just trick someone into giving up their house key. And that's basically what this scam is all about. They're trying to trick you into revealing your seed phrase. So don't fall for it. And I know it looks legitimate, but it is not. I'm also going to link to the official Ledger blog on ongoing phishing campaigns. If you don't believe me, believe Ledger. They're aware of this and they're warning people not to fall for this scam. They point out in great detail, how this letter works and how to avoid it, just as I am. The main thing here is just don't scan this QR code. You can scan it for fun if you want to, but just don't enter your seed phrase. Don't ever enter your seed phrase into any web page or chat window or anything like that, or give it out to someone over the phone. That is a classic scam. They're just trying to gain access to your wallet. The only time you would ever enter that recovery phrase is on your device when you're doing a restore, if your old device has become lost, damaged, or stolen. So I'm going to link to this page here from Ledger about avoiding phishing campaigns, and then I'll link to some of these Reddit posts if you want to read a little more about what people are saying on Reddit. So if you have any questions about anything I said, please throw them up in the comments and I'll do my best to get them answered. And don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Hope to see you again soon.